What's going on? It's your boy Big MBK and y'all already know I never gotta say too much. We're gonna hop right into it. So boom, we're gonna be going over Cordae's first week sales. He did about 20K, not too, good, but we finna go over it, see if we can figure it out. We're gonna react to DJ Academic. So yeah, let's get into it.
Weekend, but man, we gotta get that nigga some tough love, man. Cordae from Bird's Eye View sells 20K first week. I like Cordae. I actually think this album is a pretty decent album. Um,
For the record too, I didn't listen to his album, but I have like watched his interviews about the album and everything like that, and like kind of like his marketing run with it.
I hope more people listen to it. I sincerely do. I think he's really talented. I think he's gonna be a problem and a factor in the game for years to come. This is what these sales tell me, and I said this to his manager before. Cordae is the epitome of having all the skills necessary, having all the cosigns necessary, but not having the story that the people buy into.
Cordae really does have like the correct code signs, the right people. Like networking is good, the image is all right. Like it's not a bad thing. He just need like the last push of like engagement that people is gonna want to latch onto naturally and genuinely.
That's the only problem with Cordae. He could rap real well, this and third, but people have not bought into the story of him. Let me just give you an example. Kendrick is great, but that Good Kid, Mad City album, it laid the foundation for why people will always be connected to Kendrick. We bought the story. The kid who saw it all from the window or basically from the sidewalk, he wasn't in it, but he knows enough shit. Like he's the non-square nigga who not pussy but not hood. And we know a lot of people like that.
I think you're trying to say like Kendrick really had like more depth into like his first album, and like it kind of like set the stone for like how Kendrick does his album. And I don't think it's a bad comparison. It's just Cordae. He's very like they kind of rap the same. They do, and I think what Ak is trying to say is like if he would have set up his career kind of like how Kendrick did, he would done way better as far as like recapturing the same audience and building upon that initial engagement.
That's what I believe is still missing from Cordae's story. I just believe it's missing. Y'all tell me if I'm tripping. I believe the reason why people have not taken a likening to a lot of the stuff he's done is because they still don't get him. I see some people say, "Nah, you're just tripping." Some people say, "Nah, he's just mid. He has no hits." Some people say, "Yo, he got the logic curse." What is a logic curse?
I think the Logic curse is really kind of like Logic can rap. He's a dope rapper. I think anybody would say that he got bars, but like Logic like lost that mainstream engagement and like had to settle for a really like a niche crowd. And like I guess you could call his genre be like nerd rap kinda. But I feel like that's an opinion with the type of stuff that he raps about. But that's just Logic career, how like it fell out. Like reason why Logic never like broke into like the Drake mainstream area and all that type of stuff.
Somebody say he just has no hits. Is it hits? That's a good question. Some people say it's hits. Is it hits that Cordae is missing? Hmm. That might be true. This was his sophomore album. Granted, Kendrick dropped, and I know I'm comparing Kendrick, which is a very hard to compare anybody to Kendrick. But motherfucking Kendrick did have he had Section 80. Wasn't High Power from there. There was a couple songs that bubbled up. Is the problem that Cordae don't have like hits? We all know when it came to Good Kid, Mad City, like there was a bunch of songs people gravitated towards. The energy was there. Whether it was shit. Name me some of the hits of Good Kid, Mad City. I know. Wasn't Backseat Freestyle one of them? Mad City was one of them. Somebody said not relatable. Okay, Mr. Benjamin, thank you for saying that. But I'm confused because I've kind of heard that. But how is he not relatable? I think the most relatable people in hip hop are the people who ain't acting like they killed 40 niggas. So the Drakes of the world. The people who act like they're a normal human. I think Cordae acts pretty normal and average.
He does.
Why is he not relatable? Tell me. Swimming pools, poetic justice, okay. Is it?
I really feel like you got to be in the mood for Cordae. Like if that's the type of music you like it's not a normal I'm gonna throw this in the aux. This is not a daily bump. Me personally, like with the songs that have heard from him. So I mean, I feel like he's just kind of like a mood artist. Like when you're in that mood, that's when you're gonna put him on. Like
maybe that's what it is. He just don't got the hits. Maybe he just really just don't got the hits.
But even too, what type of hits are we talking about? Like if he has I don't know, turn up music, like if he has a hit like that's not gonna do no type of good thing for his career, because like his music doesn't even center around that. So like it would have to be towards like a demographic of like Kendrick Lamar, because his hits too is kind of like Kendrick had like the best transition into like what he's done. And like even the people that like he lost on the way there, they understand why he's like has the style that he does. Like it's understandable, and like you're gonna listen to it the first time around, of course, cause you respect it, but it's like it's a mood and time thing for that.
Some people say he don't got no backstory. Well, I guess that's what well, his albums are supposed to provide us that. Somebody said the industry chose him, and that's the problem. That's very interesting.
I think that's chat.
Now, I don't think he's an industry plan. I don't think you guys are trying to say that he's an industry plan by saying that. But what do you mean the industry chose him? Do you feel like he's being force-fed to the public? Because whoever who said, oh, the industry chose him, I'm guessing you're saying the industry chose him as opposed to the people chose him. And when the people chooses someone, it's much more powerful than when
him making good connections in the music industry, is that the industry like choosing him? No, I don't think so, because that's really what I think that he did. I think he had a good manager. I thought him himself, he like when he goes into these rooms, he very like talks highly of himself. Like he knows to articulate himself.
But he's J. Cole's son. Alright, let's even have a J. Cole comparison, right? I know Kendrick, Kendrick had a lot of causes that he was standing for very early in his career. So let's go with a J. Cole comparison. What's the difference between Cordae and J. Cole? For some of y'all might be like, oh, like they used to hit J. Cole from way back then with the boring thing. They used to say rap a little bit too much. They're hitting Cordae with that. What's the difference between Cordae and J. Cole? Now,
J. Cole did have the hits though.
And it goes back to what people said.
J. Cole had the hits.
J. Cole, I remember just like, he developed a wave. I remember when J. Cole was like kind of coming up. I'm in college and he's on these he's going on these Dollar in the Dream tour and all that bullshit. You know what I mean? And people are just buying into this wave and this movement. And like, it felt like he was organically trying to find the people who fucked with him. And remember when I did the interview with, well, it was Everyday Struggle episode, and we did it at Conference Con, and I said to Cordae, I said, well, I feel like a lot of people think that you are supposed to be like the next, like you're like the Messiah in a way, right? Bro, we only know like one or two songs from you, and all we've seen is like a bunch of like industry vets. They've co-signed you. Do you feel like, obviously, I do think he's talented, 100%, but do you feel like he hasn't gotten the people to fuck with him just like how the industry niggas fuck with him? So I said, act, take the gloves off. Cordae stinks.
He not a bad rapper. Like, if he's like that type of version of rapper. Like, you on the street, somebody starts spitting like a hot freestyle or some shit like that. You're like, nah, this nigga got bars. He like that, but put that same nigga on the track. It's like, if you looking for like the melodies or like the club type of vibe and shit like that, he's not in that demographic. Like, he's real like into like the heavy rap schemes and everything like that. And that's not the biggest demographic. Like, but it is a huge market like that could be tapped into at the end of the day, because J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, they run that atmosphere. So it's like, well, why hasn't he done it? And I think simply because he didn't connect to the fans and he don't got those couple hits that he needs, obviously.
Somebody said he has no personality to buy into.
Cap, listen to his interviews. He got a lot to say, a lot to talk about, a lot of good opinions on a lot of different subjects, and even just how he lives his life. For sure, he does. Like,
okay, the reason why I'm comparing to J. Cole, what personality did J. Cole have? I might be missing that whole thing.
So that's it for now. It's your boy Big MBK. Thank you for checking out, coming to the vet. I'm gonna see y'all in the next one. So yeah, Big MBK, we out of here.